Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back with another banging video. In this video guys, we're gonna talk about the Sean Diddy Combs trial because today is the 20th day of Diddy's sex trafficking trial. And as you guys know, his ex-girlfriend is testifying under the pseudonym Jane Doe. She continued her cross-examination by the defense, and she had been on the stand for 3 previous days. Now, what is interesting is what she has brought out during the cross-examination today, because what she's saying is that she believes that Sean Diddy Combs might be bisexual. Let's talk about it, shall we? So, Jane said that she wondered why Diddy was turned on by seeing her have sex with another man. She said she thought maybe he was, interested in bisexuality, but was too scared to act by himself and use hotel nights as the alternative. Now, Jane Doe is not saying anything that the internet has not figured out by now. And I believe that, and why, his sexual fantasies coupled with his substance and drug use is the reason why he would have those days-long freak-off parties. And you guys remember, I did a video yesterday talking about why I believe Yungmiami is Diddy's bend-over queen. Well, I believe that, and that's allegedly because it hasn't been proven. So let's just keep it at allegedly. So I'm just saying to you guys that there are things that we could use to, kind of get a sense that Diddy was definitely into men by the way he would organize these events and have these women sleeping with rounds of men consistently. Remember that during one of Jane Doe's testimony, she basically spoke about having sex with 2 entertainers, and then she told Diddy that she threw up. And after she told him she threw up, Diddy was like, okay, good. Now you're ready for number 3. He was really, really cold to these women. And then every time it feels as though their strings were getting loose in his hands, he would have his way of pulling them back into him. And they all have experienced violence at some, magnitude with him. Jane Doe has basically detailed how Diddy would get mad at her, and she would leave the house thinking that Diddy was gone, but only to come back 2 hours later to see the guy standing there like Jason, So it was a really, really scary, horrible situation and experience for these girls. Now, what came across is that I was catching up because I'm doing a lot of catching up as I can, and I was catching up with Tis Hotels, and something came out that she said that was no surprise to me if it is Kanye and Bianca, because if you guys look at the posts that Kanye has been making on Twitter, the moment that the trial started and the information was, unraveling, you could literally see kinda pieces of guilt coming out, cuckold, and all of those things. And he would we're Diddy and Cassie, and all of that jazz. Now, upon catching up on that live video, one of the live video that Tissa did, because I'm looking at what everyone inside the courtroom is delivering, because everyone has their own unique styles of delivering the information. And I've been looking at the TikTok girlies, and I don't know if it's because of how the platform, with TikTok, some of them has this 10-minute maximum time span. Some has 5 or less. So you get the information short and sweet on TikTok. The media outlets, they give you the lengthier version, of course, but I love the TikTok info. But I was trying to catch up on Jessica's live because I realized that she's giving a lot of information. I caught one like maybe a week ago. So I tried to catch up on another one, and something she said to me really caught my attention. When she said during Jane Doe's testimony, she spoke about, this, celebrity and his wife, his beautiful wife, and they came into town, private jet. They attended this event, and I forgot the guy's name that they used. And the guy was smashing a woman right there in front of them. And she's saying that the description matches Kanye and Bianca. And do you know how they attend these court sessions? And when you get the pass to attend the court sessions, and they would, huddle at a area and say, oh yes, or they would whisper inside a courtroom and say, oh my God, that sounds like Kanye and Bianca. So she's saying that they believe. So when she says they believe, it means that the group of them that were huddled inside or on the outside, they have came to the conclusion that it's Kanye and Bianca. It could be, not it is. It could be Kanye and Bianca Censori. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm saying, what are the chances? I knew Ye's name was going to come up in this trial, like one way or the other. Like he could not escape it, because the manner in which I've observed the things that Kanye has been posting and the things that he has been saying and how he has been hiring skinheads that looks like Diddy. Kanye loves to support his Black people overall. Put aside his racist antics that he carries on social media. He loves to support people, and he loves to support who is deemed as the outcast of society. And that is for a lot of reasons. It is because oftentimes, like when he's good, he has the thing where he feels as though he's Jesus and he wants to be the man in the sandals that goes door to door and say, let's hug it out. You've sinned. And, like Jesus said, in that story, let ye without sin cast the first stone and forgive. And so he wants to forgive, forget. Let's hug this out. Let's hash this out. And when A$AP Rocky was going through his trial, he visited A$AP Rocky, Marilyn Manson. He had him on Donda. So Kanye wants to be this Jesus, but because of what they did to him mentally, whether it may be MK Ultra or just bipolar in itself, and because he's not hunting for his cure, like his brain is kind of scrambled. But as I've said, when he's good, he's good. So normally you would have the inclination, to forgive and to love and to do this and to do that, right? But I'm just saying, it would not be far-fetched that it is Kanye West, because there were things that I was able to use to connect Kanye and Diddy connection as it relates to sex worker. If you haven't seen that video, you guys missed it, but I did a video some time ago and I said, I believe that a young woman that Kanye West dated in the past, he was public with her before Bianca, and that young lady has connection to the Combs family. I am of the opinion that Kanye met that young lady through the sex trafficking system that Diddy had going on. And a few of you guys in my comment section says, Star, you know what? I think you've definitely cracked a code. So now, today, hearing Tissa saying that they believe the description of the rapper with a beautiful wife is Kanye, I I believe that was definitely Kanye and Bianca, and I believe that Kanye long knew about Diddy and these freak offs because, as you guys can remember, Drink Champ, he said a lot of stuff. He said like, F you, you effing fed, Diddy's a fed. And then he also said, I don't care if you have me on tape effing a goat. You're going to have to this and you're going to have to that. You, Kim and Meat Mills. And then he basically said that because y'all cut a deal, you know? So I'm just saying that. I have long cracked the code that Kanye is involved in these freak-offs. Maybe not on the level that, well, I don't think he's involved on a level like a Daphne Joy, like would come in as one of those entertainers with Daphne Joy or Cassie, but I believe that he has been at a freak-off events. Do I believe that he has watched horrible things happening to these people? Absolutely not, because even though he types a lot of horrible stuff on social media, you know, physically, I can't see him doing like physical horrible things to people unless he's like extremely mentally unwell. I know you guys may counteract that and say, but Star, he is. Look at the things that he is posting. Yes, that's true. But I don't think that physically, you know, he would sit and watch those things. But I'm just saying, for those of you, I'm not going to mention the girl's name because she's moved on with her life and she's living a beautiful life. And I believe that when someone has changed their life, it is not my place to take them back to that, you know, to which they're coming from. I don't think it is my space or my place to do that. I've mentioned who I think it is once. And if you guys are reading between the lines, you guys will pick up on who I'm talking about. But I'm just saying, Ye knows about the freak off. Maybe not the depths of it. Maybe not in its entirety. But he knows for sure about these Diddy freak offs, okay? He knows for sure. But the other question is, does he also know that Diddy might be bisexual? Because Kanye West is literally telling us that he's bisexual too. Unless those tweets are just manic and nothing more. But he's also telling us. And remember that men have been always saying stuff about Diddy, maybe Diddy making kind of advances at them. Remember Terrence Howard? He wanted to basically slowly and secretly groom Terrence Howard into sexy time by, oh, I need you to give me acting skills. So I'm just saying, hearing Jane Doe saying it, it's definitely not coming as any surprise because it's a code that we've long cracked on the internet. But the stories now are what is basically bringing it all into reality. Now, I do believe that there are a few males out there that Diddy may or may not have had encounter with sexual encounters. And I believe that Yungmiami may know about those. I believe that she facilitated those behaviors, hence why she's on the higher prize. I believe he really didn't trust Daphne Joy because he really had no idea if Daphne and 50 would rekindle, and she may, say to him at one point, because what are the chances that 50 is saying and has been saying that Diddy is gay, and now Daphne Joy is saying she believes that Diddy is a bisexual. I'm just saying that I think it really does actually checks out. But anywho, guys, that's just my 2 cents on all of that. Leave a comment below. Let me know what's your take. And remember, do all you need to do on this video to support your girl. Peace.